Okay, brave heart warriors. We are going to head into what honestly is the hardest chapter for most people. Chapter 7 of Feel for Real, of course, forgiving yourself. Now, we touched on this a little bit when we were talking about apology back in and offering apologies and asking for apologies a little bit earlier on. But now we're going to dive a little bit deeper into this concept of forgiving yourself. And my friends, I have to tell you that in 10 or 12 years of working with people on forgiveness journeys and being on one myself, I don't even know if I know why, but I have seen people time and time and time again, even myself included, forgive huge hurts and harms and even forgive without apologies, but hold ourselves to this, like, the burden of constant self-criticism and pain. And I'm not sure why it is that we do that, but this chapter is going to help you forgive yourself for whatever it is that you've done and from wherever it came from. In chapter 7, we're going to learn from some forgiveness writers, some of my favorite forgiveness writers, and talk about, really get down to the why don't we forgive ourselves? Get down to the nitty and gritty. I'm going to share with you one of the writers, Jack Kornfield, who I love. He's also a Buddhist teacher, and you'll see how it kind of works in this section. There's a little different quote from a different author at the beginning of each page for a few pages, and then you just kind of write your response. What does that make you feel? What does it make you think? I ask some questions. So Jack Kornfield says that finding a way to extend forgiveness to ourselves is one of our most essential tasks. If we look honestly at our life, we can see the sorrow and pain that has led to our own wrongdoing. In this, we can finally extend forgiveness to ourselves. We can hold the pain we have caused in compassion. Without such mercy, we will live our own life in exile. These are my questions to you. What have you been merciless to yourself about? I mean, even think about it. What are you punishing yourself for? You know, sometimes we even punish ourselves for things we didn't do, but because we just feel so badly about them. I work with so many survivors of sexual assault, and so many of them blame themselves. What if I'd made a different choice? Did I do something to bring this on? And that can't be true. There is nothing that a person could have done to warrant such atrocious and violation, such atrocious behavior and such violation. But there are those feelings of blame and shame. Shame is so much at the core of why we don't forgive ourselves. So I'm going to ask you, can forgiveness bring you out of exile in your own life? That's what this chapter is really all about. And I think that the self-care, self-soothing suggestion I offer at the end of it is, I think it's something about maybe having a giant bowl of ice cream. That can sometimes be okay, and to take care of yourself in this process. Remember, as you forgive yourself. How long? Another good question to think of is, how long have you sentenced yourself for something that you did or even didn't do, but feel so terrible about? So this is a big one. Self-forgiveness. Next up, we're going to move on to chapter 8. What do you think it's going to be? I can't even remember. Hang on. Chapter 8. Oh, chapter 8, communicating forgiveness. Okay, because sometimes we do all the stuff in our hearts, but then we actually have to, maybe we got to really find the words. That's what we're going to talk about next.